Hello BookTube, hello friends, welcome to LizziefayeLovesBooks. I'm Elizabeth, and it's Friday, so it is time for Friday Reads. Now, I would love to be able to tell you that I have read a book every day this week, and I can't tell you that. I'm still technically trying to accomplish the goal of a book a day in May, at least to get to the end of the month and have read at least 31 books. But as of right now, it is late Friday afternoon, and I have only finished 20 books so far for the month of May. Not 22, or even if it was 21, I could still say I'm on track. But I've got a couple of audiobooks that I'm half or more done with, and they're middle grade books. So I should be able to get those finished today if I set my mind to it. But what's been happening, you may have noticed on my channel, I have managed to accomplish some video goals that I have been wanting to do. Some of them for more than a year, at least a couple of them, and others that I just needed to get. I needed to get these videos done that I had all these library books out for. I need to get the library books turned in at least by, they're all due on June 1st, and it's not June 1st yet, so I had time. But I didn't want to wait till June 1st and still need all these books for videos. So our library is opening back up on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, thankfully, and it's going to be 25% capacity. So that means basically you can go in, get what you need, and leave again without sitting around, I think is what they're going to do. I don't know if people are going to be able to use computers or not, but anyway, thankfully, though, there have been a few libraries in our county who have been doing curbside service throughout this whole COVID-19 thing, and I've been able to get the books that I needed for videos, and I've been able to hang on to the books that I had initially longer than I would have because of COVID-19. So it's all kind of worked together for good for me, because I was able to keep the books longer than I needed to, and I was still able to get more books that I needed. So that has worked out well. But if you've noticed on my channel this week, I got a couple of middle grade videos done. I got a review or a wrap up done of the Sunshine State books for this past year. And also, finally, the first in what's going to be a series on my channel of Newbery winners. So I have read about 60 plus Newbery winners, and I want to do some videos about all of those as I continue to finish reading them. And I have been thinking for a while that I would do it by the decade. So I started with the 90s. I have also read almost all of the 80s, so that'll probably be the next one that I do. I'm getting ready to read one book from the 80s, and then there's another one that I don't have any memory of. I feel like I read it, but I can't tell you what it's about. So I'm going to get that one and read or reread that one. And then hopefully within the next month, I will have another video in that series for you from Newbery winners of the 80s, and then probably 70s after that. And I may go in order. I have read all of the 2000 to 2010. I've read all of those, and a lot of the ones from this decade that we're finishing this year. But I don't know. I feel like you guys know all about those, and I want to keep going backwards and tell you about some of the older ones. I have some that I've read from those older decades that I love. So anyway, this is Friday Reads. So that's what I've been up to, is doing videos. So I haven't read as much this week. I have only finished 3 books this week, so I'll tell you about those. And then I've got several ongoing, and most of those are audio, but even the print books that I'm reading, I haven't really sat down with much this week. Well, one of them I have, but all the rest of them, because I've been working on videos and editing and all that, I felt like I just was in the mood to get up and go to the computer and work on videos instead of sitting down to read very much. So I did my devotional reading in the morning, and then I got right to it, and I've been working on videos. So if you haven't seen either of this week's videos, I hope you will. Also, last week, week before this one, I did some mystery related videos. If you haven't seen those yet, I did a review of the Coffee House Mysteries by Cleo Coyle, and a video talking about some of the Christian cozy mysteries that I am reading or have read and enjoyed. So those are all features on my channel that have come up in the last couple of weeks. So anyway, the books that I am working on right now, well, let me tell you the ones I finished. It is May, so it's middle grade May, and I've been focusing mostly on middle grade books. I am currently reading one last adult book. It's a cozy mystery, and I don't think I've picked it up all week. So the books that I finished have all been middle grade, and one of them is nonfiction, and I've really enjoyed this nonfiction book. It's called Life in Motion by Misty Copeland. I think she had also a ghostwriter or an assistant writer, because I think I saw that on Goodreads, although she didn't get book credit. It just says Misty Copeland on here. I listened to this on audio, and I need to go back and look at the pictures. I haven't even really done that. But if you don't know, Misty Copeland is a very successful ballerina, and she was, I guess, really is one of the first and only African-American ballerinas to really make it big and be successful in like the big ballet companies. I can't even remember which one she's in now. American Ballet Theater. Yes. So anyway, I really enjoyed this. The narrator was interesting. Okay, now I remember. This is going to come out like a criticism, I know. And I don't mean it to be, but you guys have to understand where I'm coming from. In the book, Misty Copeland uses the word artistic a lot. And the narrator could not say artistic. She said autistic. And I have a daughter with autism. So when someone says autistic, that's immediately where my mind goes. So she's talking about the autistic directors and all of this. And I would have to stop and go, wait, she means artistic. Every single time. So it got to the point where I was kind of yelling at the book. I would be, going along doing whatever I was doing, washing dishes or whatever. And she would say autistic. And I would say, stop saying autistic. Because that's not what you mean. I'm sorry. I know. It's the little things. Did I ever tell y'all one time I tried to listen to that book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff? I did not finish it because I literally can't help it. I sweat the small stuff. I just do. Now you know. Judge me if you will. Anyway, I enjoyed that book. It got some negative reviews on Goodreads, but I really liked it. I thought it was a very interesting story, and I enjoyed it. So then I only have the copy of the first book, but I read a different book, or listened to on audio a different book in each of these series. The Mother-Daughter Book Club by Heather Vogel Frederick. This is the first book, which is just called the Mother-Daughter Book Club. And in this book, I believe the girls and their mothers read Little Women. So I read the second book, which is Much Ado About Anne. And in that book, the girls and their mothers read Anne of Green Gables. And there was a lot more going on, and I did enjoy that. So I am glad that I got that second one done. I will continue with the series, but probably not this year. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate, a lot of books and series that I want to finish. And this is definitely a series I want to continue, but I think I will wait on continuing it until I get some of the other things done that are on my 2020 goals sheet. Then this is a series that I believe... Actually, I'm not even sure if this series was on my 20 by 20 challenge either, but I had kind of wanted to maybe get to the third book in this series for March Mystery Madness and Middle Grade March, and I didn't. So it's Middle Grade May. So I noticed that all three of these books are on Hoopla, on audio. So this is the first book, Framed, by James Ponti. There is a book 2, which I have already read. It is called Vanished. It's called Vanished. And then book 3, which I just read, is called Trapped. This is about two kids, Florian Bates and his best friend Margaret, and they work for the FBI, basically as special agents. They assist the FBI. They use a, what's the word? They use a... Oh, I can't even think. It's called TOAST. That I remember. A method. They use a method that they call TOAST. TOAST. Theory of all small things. And it's kind of like psych the TV show Psych, where they notice little things, although they don't pretend to be psychic, but they notice all these, they observe all these tiny little things, and then the theory is that all the little things add up to something big. So they work for the FBI, and it's pretty cool. I really enjoy that series. So here's what I am currently reading. I have not picked this up all week. On my Kindle, I am reading a book by my friend Elizabeth Tyree called Dragon on My Neck. I'm about 40% done with that. In my car, I am listening to Ink Death by Cornelia Funke, and I'm not into it. I finished disc 5 out of 16 today, and I'm just letting it play and trying to really get into the story, and I'm just not. This one I am really into. I'm listening to this right now. In fact, I had to take it out of my ears to stop and film this video. Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. This is so cute. I love this. And I thought I was going to finish it yesterday, but I fell asleep with it in my ear, and the book finished, but I was asleep, so I had to go back and actually finish it. This one I would have finished yesterday, but I have it downloaded to my phone, and I have Ella Enchanted downloaded to my old phone. So when my current phone was charging, I put this in because I finished Much Ado About Anne on my phone. Then I had to go plug it in, and so rather than getting back into this one, I downloaded this on my old phone, and I just got completely absorbed in it. So it's super cute. And so this one, I started listening to this a couple days ago, and then it was going to expire on Hoopla. It did expire, and I had to renew it, and then Much Ado About Anne was going to expire the next day. So I just set this aside, did this one so that it wouldn't expire, and now I can get back to this as soon as I get done with Ella. So this is Fire and Ice. It's book 2 in the original first Warriors series by Aaron Hunter. Katie read all of these when she was younger and loved them. So then in print, I am reading The Ersatz Elevator. I've made the most progress on this one. Really, this whole last week, if I've picked up a print book, it's been this one. And I am on, what chapter am I on? I'm past page 100. I'm almost done with chapter 8 out of the 13 chapters. So this is really good. I'm enjoying this one. I haven't picked this up at all. This is the only adult book that I'm currently reading, The Long Quiche Goodbye. Well, and my devotional book, which is A Year with C.S. Lewis. So I am reading that. I read a page every day in that. So that's what I'm reading. What I'm most likely to pick up next after I finish those other 2 audiobooks, I'm going to listen to The Watsons Go to Birmingham by 1963 by Christopher Paul Curtis. This I have checked out on Overdrive as well as Ella Enchanted. I think I've got about a week left on all of these. And then just yesterday, this one came available. I'm going to listen to this again. This is the first book in the Last Survivor series by Susan Beth Pfeffer. It's called Life as We Knew It. I think I said the title wrong the last time I talked about this. Katie's read all of these 2 or 3 times and has enjoyed most of them. I have listened to that first one, and so I'm going to listen to it again and then hope to go ahead and read more of the series. We own it. I don't think there's any more of these on Overdrive on audio, just this one, but I just want to kind of refresh myself. So that's what I'm likely to pick up next because it's on Overdrive and I want to get to those before they expire. My last book that I have currently checked out on Hoopla is this one. And usually around the 20th, 21st is when everything that I checked out at the end of the previous month is going to expire. So I always have to get all of that stuff done. Then I can start thinking about what I want to check out for this month. And I try not to check out a bunch of stuff until the last of the month. So I'll just check out what I'm going to read for the next few days. And then when I get to the end of the month, before, on the last day of the month, I'll check out whatever I have left. So that's how I manage on Hoopla. Anyway, that's about it. That's what I've been reading, and I would love to hear about what you're reading and what you're doing this week, what you're doing for this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, and that's about it. Upcoming next for videos on my channel, I'm going to do a couple of videos about book club and how social distancing is affecting book club. And also, if you're interested, I thought I would just talk about the books that I'm reading this year for book club. I've already read several, and I already know my schedule for the rest of the year. And I thought it would just be kind of fun to talk about book club books, which is kind of its own genre. So that's all for this video. I hope you are having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.